Amazon pay-per-click. I can't tell you how many people are so excited to market their book, and they think that Amazon pay-per-click is going to be their golden ticket. It's going to be the solution. All they need to do is get their book in front of the right audience, and they're going to make a fortune. Let me just break it to you right now. That's not the case. In fact, it's more than rarely the case. It's so uncommon that that will happen that I personally, after 15 years, I know of one circumstance, and I'm even hesitant to mention this, but one case where one author that I worked with actually did extremely well with Amazon ads. And this was the fact that their book was already a huge bestseller before the ads. People knew about it, which is a huge advantage. And they happened to be in a niche that was so specific that there was practically no competition for those keywords. Hello, my name is Bo Bennett. I have a PhD in social psychology and an undergrad in marketing. For the past 15 years or so, I've been helping thousands of authors publish and market their books. And I could do the same for you through our company, BookMarketing.pro. And let me remind you that I've been doing book marketing for over 15 years for clients, myself included. Dozens of books over a dozen books that I've written personally, and even more that I've marketed for other people. And what I found is pretty much in no case does Amazon pay-per-click work. Now, I'm not being a Debbie Downer here, or I'm trying not to at least, but I'm just telling you the facts. And you may say, okay, well, maybe this guy, Bo Bennett, just sucks at marketing. Well, that could be the case. But in order to prove that to myself that that wasn't the case, I actually, over the years, have hired over a dozen of the best, the top Amazon certified pay-per-click marketers for books. People who I spoke with were so incredibly confident that they had the ticket, they knew what they were doing, and all of them failed miserably. Most of them even worse than I did when I was doing it on my own. And if you think about this, if you really think about it, it makes perfect sense. If there was a marketing company that knew the secret, they knew how to take any book and make a fortune off of it through Amazon pay-per-clicks, they would do it themselves. They would easily just buy the rights to books, they would write the books or whatever, and they would just market it. They wouldn't bother doing it for other people. It doesn't work that way. So it makes sense at an abstract level that most of these companies are full of crap when you go into the this agreement with them when you're looking to start. It's incredibly difficult. Now, let me tell you why, from a practical perspective, from a logistical perspective, why this doesn't work. The number one reason is that there are so many authors who don't know what the heck they're doing, and they just throw money into Amazon and overbid for key terms because, again, they don't know what they're doing. And they'll eventually, yes, lose all their money and then they'll get out of the system. But there's, for every one person that leaves, there's two more that enter. So there's a never ending supply of suckers, let's call them, who overbid for key terms. And what that does to you is that means that all of the terms that you're bidding for, the price is incredibly inflated. So you have a choice: either don't bid for them, try to find some terms that are barely even clicked on, which Amazon rejects like most of them anyway because they don't get any traffic, or just to go with the terms that people are looking for, like AI book or whatever, marketing, really popular terms, and just way overbid for the term. In which case, you're going to blow through your money, and you're never ever going to see a return on your books. Amazon is making a fortune here. In fact, this is kind of the strategy for all pay-per-click companies. They make a killing because of suckers who just keep on dumping money into it and don't know what they're doing. They make money, but nobody else makes money besides, the people who are lucky, maybe that one circumstance I mentioned before. I talked in another video about Google pay-per-click ads and how those are even worse because you're competing against like insurance companies, people selling Ferraris, where the product is $100,000 and you could get thousands of clicks before you sell one product, and that's still okay for them. So they could bid $5 per click and still make a fortune. But when we're talking about books, and specifically Amazon pay per click, you're all kind of in the same field. You're all kind of marketing a book in the same product range, the price point range. So that's good. But again, that doesn't solve the sucker problem, and it never will. I wish there were a clean solution to this, but there's not. What I've been doing as a solution is I avoid Amazon pay per click ads. And I seem to have a lot more money because of it. So, unless somebody can come to me and say, hey, I've got a proven strategy that works for virtually any book, I'm all ears. But I could tell you over the past 15 years of doing this myself and trying on many, many different occasions, reading books on it from the experts, taking courses, uh, and then also, of course, paying third parties who put up very impressive screen captures of images, and they have a lot of testimonials. How true these are, I don't know. They could be just those one-off cases that happen one in a thousand times. I don't know, but that's never worked either. So my advice to any book author is really stay away from Amazon pay per click because it's not going to work.